What's up, family? Welcome back to another legendary reaction video. So we got this changes everything for Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever. Let's go.
Honestly, like that's the main reason I'm not doing it is like, to be honest, I'm pretty mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted. I've been competing for a year straight, and at times that probably can seem pretty easy to most people, but it's really hard and really taxing.
Caitlin Clark is dominating the WNBA, but can the Indiana Fever hold on to this star? The Olympic break might change everything. In this video, we'll dive deep into Caitlin Clark's situation. We'll discuss her impressive stats, the behind-the-scenes drama at Fever, and the potential changes that could turn this game upside down. There's hot news about a basketball legend who might join this story. Subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss anything. Let's get to the twists and turns. Caitlin Clark is crushing it in the WNBA. In the last 10 games before the All-Star break, she averaged 18.5 points, 6.3 rebounds,
What? That's what I'm talking about.
and 11.4 assists per game. That's no joke, folks. Clark isn't just playing well, she's redefining what it means to be a rookie in the league. Those 11.4 assists are an insane number. She's not only scoring, but making everyone around her play better. But here's the problem. The Indiana Fever isn't keeping up with their star. With an 11-15 record in the first half of the season, it's clear something isn't working. Sure, last year without Clark was much worse, but for those who've watched the games, it's evident they could be much better and at the top of the standings. And it doesn't stop there. Clark played nearly 40 minutes per game in some matches. That's too much for any player, especially a rookie. Fatigue is already showing, so much so that she decided not to participate in the skills and three-point competitions at the All-Star. Speaking of the All-Star
Bro, they need a better coach, bro. It ain't no question about it, bro.
game, something interesting happened there. Caitlin Clark may be frustrated with Fever, but she made important connections during the All-Star weekend. First, we have Cheryl Miller. Yes, the legend Cheryl Miller, who coached the All-Star team. And guess what? Clark and Miller hit it off really well. During practices, Miller showed offensive sets that made Fever's attack look like child's play. Clark was there, absorbing everything, seeing how an experienced coach works. And it doesn't stop there. Sophie Cunningham from the Phoenix Mercury had courtside conversations with Caitlin, and they seemed like old friends. Cunningham praised Clark's ability to make the game easier for her teammates. This all happened right in front of the cameras, folks. Clark is seeing how other organizations operate, how other coaches work.
Yeah, and after a while, I feel like the Indiana Fever are going to be desperate to make a change, and they're going to try to hold on to her, and it might be too late because they're already taking the blessing that they have for granted, bro. There's no question about it. And that she work her way around the league and network, and individuals gravitate to her already because she's already bringing a value to the league alone. You know, a lot of people gonna want to talk to you when you popping. You know what I'm saying? And let alone seeing how valuable she is and people embracing her. And of course, she got to weed out the real from the fake, the disingenuous, the genuine, because a lot of people want to surround her, because she's the one basically putting food in everybody's mouths around the WNBA. So it's going to be easier for opportunities to come along when people just want to extend their hand. You feel me? But you always got to question the source and be curious and ask the right questions on top of, how can I put it? Understanding motives. You feel me? So with that being said, she's going to see how she can click with other organizations. And then she might just say, bye-bye.
And more importantly, she's seeing how much she's valued by the league. Comparing this to the situation at Fever, it's clear there's a stark contrast. Clark is receiving attention and respect from sports legends and current stars, while in Indiana, it seems she wasn't given the value she deserved at the start of the season. The question remains, will these new connections influence Clark's future in the league? The Fever needs to keep an eye out because other teams surely are. But let's get serious about the Fever now. The situation there isn't good, and at the center of it all is Coach Christie Sides. Sides is being heavily criticized, and rightly so. Her management of Clark's playing time is questionable, to say the least. Putting a rookie to play 40 minutes in some games, that's a recipe for injuries. But it's not just that. Sides' tactical decisions are also under the spotlight. The Fever's offense looks too basic, especially compared to what we saw Cheryl Miller doing at the All-Star game. It's not maximizing the talent of Clark or the rest of the roster. The big question now is how long will the Fever continue in this direction? If they don't make changes soon, they risk losing not only games, but also their stars. And
That and also they might not make the playoffs. You feel me? Or can't survive in it. Maybe the first round. You
with
feel me?
Clark showing her value to the entire league at the All-Star game, time might be running out for the Fever to do something about it. But let's talk about a possible silver lining for the Fever, Cheryl Miller. Yes, the same Cheryl Miller who shone as a coach at the All-Star game. There are strong rumors that Miller might be the next head coach of the Indiana Fever, and this isn't baseless speculation, folks. Miller showed at the All-Star game exactly what the Fever needs. During the All-Star practices, Miller implemented well-structured offensive sets. We're talking about double cuts, pick and roll plays, things that made Clark and other stars shine. Compared to what we've seen from the Fever in the regular season, it's like night and day. Miller isn't a novice at coaching. She's already led the Phoenix Mercury and the University of Southern California, USC. She has experience, respect from the league, and most importantly, seems
I feel like to make an iconic individual like Caitlin Clark, when you're already getting talent, a complete package that's phenomenal, you gotta bring more experience around it to season it to make it just be extraordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like mouth jaw breaking or mouth breaking, mouth opening shocker. Like you bring greatness around greatness. That's like in math, positive plus a positive equal a positive, right? You know what I'm saying? The only negative that I feel like that's happening is her coach. And that's the one who basically is like, excuse me, man. She's the one basically bringing the perspectives, standing on the sideline, let alone leading them and creating efficient plays that should be effective enough for them to execute on the floor, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, uh,
to have an instant chemistry with Clark. Imagine what Miller could do with a team led by Clark in Boston. She has the tactical knowledge to maximize the talent of these young stars and the authority to implement real changes in the team's culture. For Clark, having a coach of Miller's caliber could be a game changer, someone who understands the game at the highest level and can help her elevate her performance even further. The Fever needs a shakeup, and Miller seems to be the right person for it. The question now is, will the Fever take this bold step, or will they continue down the same path, risking losing Clark's shine? If this change happens, it could be exactly what the Fever needs to become a serious competitor in the WNBA.
bro, I'm not about to lose something that pay my bills. Like Caitlin Clark is literally paying their bills, bro. Like feeding everybody. It's not even just the Indiana Fever. She feeding everybody, bro. Bringing visibility to everybody. You know, so people checking for her rather than Team USA. Nobody checking for them, man.
And more importantly, to keep Clark happy and productive in Indiana. Another point is the Olympic break. It's not just a time for rest, it's a window of opportunity for negotiations and significant changes. And with Clark's performance and the Fever situation, you can bet there's a lot of conversation happening behind the scenes. First, we have the New York Liberty and the Phoenix Mercury. They have committed owners and are investing heavily in their franchises. The Mercury, for example, is building a $70 million facility. This shows the kind of environment they can offer a star like Clark. But
shout outs to them, man. You gotta make an investment, man. And sometimes some investments are non-negotiable.
it's not just about money and facilities. The new collective bargaining agreement being negotiated could completely change the game. There are rumors that rookie contracts could be voided, especially if the salary cap increases significantly due to a new television rights deal. This means Clark could become a free agent sooner than expected, and with maximum salaries potentially reaching $1 million, teams will have more flexibility to attract stars. The Fever is under pressure if they don't make significant changes, like bringing Cheryl Miller as a coach and improving the roster around Clark. They risk losing their star. This Olympic break is crucial. The decisions made in the coming weeks could redefine the...
Comment down below, family. Do you feel like this Olympic break is crucial in regards of if they don't? It's crucial in regards of the time that they have to make the valuable decisions, and if they don't, this can be a break. This can be the downfall of Indiana Fever. Do you guys feel like this spare time that they have during the break is for the Indiana Fever to get it together because their choices right now on this break is going to decide if it makes or break the Indiana Fever? Comment down below because, on my opinion, I say yes. I say yes for the simple fact that you're sitting here with a coach that's basically needs to be coaching middle school because she's not putting no important pieces, let alone creating no efficient plays to open the floor for other players, let alone make it easier for her star player. Um, and when her star player is not on the floor, they're basically lost out there and not putting as much points on the board to keep the momentum going. That's why she has to continue to put Caitlin Clark back in there, which I do agree. She can be more prone to injury if she keep going down this rabbit hole of constant taxing on the body, minutes in every single game. Load management is important to a certain extent, and come on, man, got to keep the momentum. When they have the lead, they got to keep the lead. They can't let the other team catch up after they had a great big lead game in regards for Caitlin Clark being back out on the floor and I'm gaining the league enormously and then fumbling it, bro. Come on.
The future of the WNBA. Clark is the prize everyone wants, and the Fever needs to act fast if they want to keep her.
Facts.
What happens in the next few weeks could completely change the league's landscape. Caitlin Clark is at the center of it all. She has proven her worth, but the Indiana Fever is at a crossroads. They have a rising star, but they're stumbling in managing this unique opportunity. The Fever's next moves will define not only their future, but potentially the balance of power in the WNBA. Will we see Clark leading a new powerhouse? Or will the Fever turn things around and become a serious contender? One thing is certain, the status quo is not an option. Changes are coming and they're coming fast. The WNBA we see after this Olympic break could be very different from what we know now.
Because the other teams most definitely, no doubt about it, is figuring out how to close in the gaps and really corner in on locking down Caitlin Clark. So, bro, you gotta be just as ambitious to get it together for your star player on your team. And other players on
I
the
hope
team.
this video has given you a clear view of what's happening with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. The situation is complex but exciting. We have a rising star, a team in trouble, possible coaching changes, and an entire league watching what happens. The future of the WNBA is being shaped right now, and you're following it firsthand. Stay tuned to our channel. As soon as we have news about Clark, the Fever, or any major moves in the league, you'll be the first to know. Now, I want to hear from you. What do you think will happen? Should Clark stay with the Fever? Is Cheryl Miller the answer to the team's problems? Or will we see Clark in a new uniform next season? Leave your guesses in the comments. Let's start an awesome discussion about the future of the WNBA. And if you enjoyed this analysis and want to stay updated on everything in the WNBA, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. That way you won't miss any updates. Thanks for watching, folks. See you in the next video.
All right, family. Comment down below you guys' perspective and insight and opinions. I'm always down to hear you guys' valuable insight and perspective on things. That means a lot. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed my perspective. Spread that peace, love, and positivity. Let the love supersede the hate. Until next time, family. Peace.